From 5 News, I'm meteorologist Stephen Elmore. This is your 5+ extended forecast. It's been cooler, right? We've had a lot of rain over the past couple of days. Cold front came in. Secondary cold front's coming in this evening. That's going to usher in the cooler air as we head into Labor Day. So for Labor Day on Monday, it's going to be cooler. We're going to see more sunshine, less of those rain chances, but we continue with this active pattern really throughout the rest of this week with multiple rain chances, especially once we get to Wednesday through the end of the work week. But it's going to be a cooler pattern as well. We're going to see daytime highs back up into those upper 70s and low 80s throughout most of this upcoming work week and heading into next weekend. Tomorrow morning, as you head out the door, you're going to notice it's going to be a bit cooler outside. Usually this time of year, we're into those upper 60s and low 70s. Tomorrow morning, waking up into those low to mid 60s across northwest Arkansas, across the river valley into those mid to upper 60s heading into tomorrow morning. Daytime highs, very comfortable for the holiday. If you have off work or the kiddos are off school, it's going to be a nice start to the week. Temperatures only reaching up into those low 80s across northwest Arkansas. Winds now coming from the northwest for tomorrow. Across the river valley, daytime highs into those low to mid 80s for tomorrow. It's going to feel pretty close to our real temperature as well. 86 there in Clarksville for tomorrow, 81 in Oark, 87 in Sallisaw, 89 for Poto, 85 for Fort Smith, Van Buren, 83 for Alma, and 85 for Lavaca. Again, that wind coming down from the northwest, that's what's going to make the difference over the next couple of days. It's going to feel like we're anywhere between those upper 80s for tomorrow. Still a little bit of that humidity sticking around, but cooler temperatures definitely over the next couple of days. Again, that secondary cold front is coming in, not necessarily bringing any more of those rain chances, but really filtering in the cooler air, and that's going to stick around throughout most of this upcoming week. Again, those daytime highs only reaching up into those upper 70s and low 80s. Even though we are going to be into a cooler pattern, again, it's still an active pattern. Multiple rain chances still in the forecast, especially later on this week. Again, here's those feels like temperatures, pretty close to our actual temperatures. Should only see those peaking up close to the low 90s throughout the week. Afternoon highs over the next several days. Again, we're going to get cooler as we go on. Again, for tomorrow, very comfortable day, but it even gets better as we get closer towards the midweek. Mainly because we're going to see more of those rain chances pick up as well. Temperatures going to be anywhere between those upper 70s and low 80s. Wednesday through Thursday, though, we're going to see more of those rain chances. Another cold front comes in heading into next weekend. Temperatures drop back down to those upper 70s across northwest Arkansas, low 80s throughout most of this upcoming week across the river valley. I think the warmest we'll get is temperatures into those mid 80s. Could see some feels like temperatures or the humidity outside feeling like we're into the upper 80s and low 90s. Overall, pretty comfortable for this time of year. Cooler pattern, again, like we've been mentioning, not only for us, but across most of the central United States and East Coast. Again, that secondary cold front's coming in, ushering in that cooler air from up north. That's going to really help bring some relief. And also, we're going to see a bit of a drier pattern for this time of year. We're still going to see rain chances throughout the week, though. Here's a look at that. Again, over the next couple of days, at least for Labor Day and even heading into Tuesday, we remain dry. Sure, we could see a few extra clouds build into Tuesday, but overall, Monday for the holiday is our best day with plenty of sunshine expected. Tuesday, though, more cloud coverage filters in. Most likely we'll avoid those rain chances, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into next weekend, that's when the rain chances really start to peak back up. Anywhere from about a 30 up to a 40% chance for some of those showers. Could see an isolated thunderstorm. As of right now, no severe weather is expected, but some more rainfall during this part of the season is really good because if you've seen, we are getting into meteorological fall for today. So you've heard that term being used around social media. What is meteorological fall? Well, today's the first day, September 1st, but there's a difference between meteorological fall and astronomical fall. I know I'm using a lot of big words here. So what is the difference? Well, really, meteorological fall is just for to keep the average temperature on our side of things. Astronomical fall, still a couple of weeks till we get there. That's expected to land on September 23rd. Really, what all this means is that the average temperatures, they're starting to drop now. We've reached that peak. Now we're all downhill as we get closer towards astronomical fall on September 23rd. 23rd. Here back at home, you're wondering, when are the leaves going to start to change? Well, I have some good news for you. Last year, we had quite the drought, and our leaves weren't that great because they kind of just turned brown and died. Well, the good news is this summer has been abnormally wet. We have only been on the drought monitor concerned for a few times this summer, and really at that, it wasn't that big of a concern. And if you noticed, this entire summer, and even as we get into fall now, we've completely avoided any burn bans so far, which is usually pretty typical during the summer months when we go through those dry, hot stretches, and then we start to see those burn bans being issued in case of some wildfire danger. We completely avoided that this summer. So we've had an abnormally wet summer. It's going to get cooler this week, more rain chances. So I think our colors this year for those leaves are actually going to turn out pretty nicely. Those dates for us, anywhere between mid to late October. Usually once we get into the first week of November, that's when we'll start to see the colors starting to turn more brown. I think the best colors that we could see here, more than likely, a lot of those yellows, a lot of those oranges. If we get lucky, we could see some red out there. Usually the red colors are further up towards the north. We may have to wait at least a little bit for those colors. If anything, they'd go from that orange straight to the brown. But since it's been so wet this summer, we've had a lot of rainfall, it's going to be pretty nice, I think. We have to wait and see once we get closer towards middle of October. Northwest Arkansas over the next 7 days. Again, it's going to be cooler heading into Labor Day. And if you have the day off, it's going to be a nice one to get outside. Still in this active pattern, though, those rain chances really start to pick up once we get late into the week. They're low chances right now. Could see a few of those isolated thunderstorms, but really look at these temperatures. Again, just last week, we were still dealing with heat, the summer heat that we're supposed to have. Now, much cooler pattern this week. Temperatures only into those upper 70s and low 80s throughout most of this week. By the time we get closer towards Friday into the weekend, temperatures still into those upper 70s and low 80s. I know Friday for some, this past Friday, with that high school football was a little bit of a bummer, had some showers in the area. I think we got most of our games. And good news is, I think this Friday, we have a better chance of seeing more of some football weather, maybe a stray shower, but overall, it's going to be cooler and a lot less active. Across the river valley, temperatures into those low to mid 80s over the next several days. Labor Day looks like the best day for us, where we're going to see plenty of sunshine, but also more than likely the warmest day for a while. Temperatures only into those low to mid 80s. Rain chances pick up late into the week. Could see a few isolated thunderstorms, especially Wednesday and Thursday. We'll start to lose those rain chances by the time we get closer towards the end of the week and into next weekend, with temperatures into those low 80s. So, of course, today is meteorological fall. You'll probably hear and see a lot of that for today. September 1st is the big day for us. Astronomical fall, that comes September 23rd. Either way you look at it, it's getting cooler outside, and we're getting into that time of the season where we don't have to suffer out into the heat and humidity anymore. Rain chances later this week, that's going to make things feel even nicer outside. I'm 5 News meteorologist Stephen Elmore. That is your 5+ extended forecast.